going to be taking notes on solving multi-step equations. In the last section, we talked about solving equations when we have two operations. In this example, we have multiplication and subtraction. So we would get rid of our subtraction first, and then our multiplication by adding and dividing. And we also talked about two-step equations where we have like terms that need to be combined first. In this example, we could combine 6d minus 8d to get a negative 2d, and then do our division. What we're going to talk about in this section is what do we do when we have kind of a combination of both. So let's do the example. 6d minus 8d minus 5 equals 41. This problem has both constants and terms with coefficients and variables. So we need to decide what we should do first. So the first thing that we're going to do for this is we are going to combine like terms. Once we do that, that's when we're going to look to use inverse operations to solve. You're going to need a little bit more room than I'm showing you right now at the bottom, so you probably want to write this a little bit smaller. I'm also going to add a line here because we are going to be doing our work on the left-hand side and then checking it on the right-hand side. Okay, so let's go back to our original problem. I have 6d minus 8d minus 5 equals 41. I said our first step would be to combine like terms. If I look at our like terms, we're going to have 6d and the negative 8d. To combine these like terms, okay, I need you to make sure that you see that this 8, because we're subtracting it, is the same thing as adding a negative 8d. That will end up giving us a negative 2d minus 5 equals 41. Now this just looks like a two-step equation that we were doing in the past section. We're going to solve by adding 5 to both sides, eliminating our addition and subtraction. I'll be left with a negative 2d is equal to 46. Okay, I just gave myself a little bit more room. I'm going to solve for d. The inverse of multiplying by negative 2 is dividing by a negative 2. I'm going to get d is equal to a negative 23. I'm going to put my answer in solution set. And now I'm going to do a check. Just as in the other problems, our check should always start by repeating the original problem. I'm going to start with 6d minus 8d minus 5 equals 41. And I am going to take out the d and replace it with a negative 23, because that's what I believe my solution is. Minus 8 times negative 23 minus 5 equals 41. I'm going to simplify and multiply 6 times negative 23 to get a negative 138. I'm going to bring my minus down. 8 times negative 23 is a negative 184 minus 5 equals 41. As I'm doing the problem, I see that I'm subtracting a negative, so I'm going to do my same change and rewrite it. Negative 138 plus 184 is going to give me a positive 46 minus 5 equals 41, and now it's pretty obvious that my answer was correct. Let's do the next problem. So here's another example where I have like terms that can be combined. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. Negative 3x and a positive 8. When I add those together, I'm going to get a positive 5x. Then minus 10 can't be combined with anything, so I'm just going to rewrite that. And now this is just a two-step equation. I'm going to add 10 to both sides. I'm left with 5x is equal to 30. I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And I'm going to get x is equal to 6. Just as in the other problems, our check is going to start with the same problem, negative 3x minus 10 plus 8x is equal to 20. I am going to substitute out the x and substitute in 6. And now I'm going to simplify. I get a negative 18 on that multiplication, minus 10, plus a positive 48 equals 20. Negative 18 minus 10 is going to give me a negative 28, plus 48 equals 20, or positive 20 equals 20. Okay, the next type of problem that we're going to look at has the distributive property. So all of a sudden I can't combine like terms because I've got this 2 being multiplied by the expression inside my parentheses. So what we're going to do here, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to distribute. Second thing we're going to do is look to combine similar terms. Let me erase that. We are going to combine like terms. And then we are going to solve using our inverse operations. My distributive property is right here. The 2 is what's being multiplied by what's inside. I'm simply going to bring the 7x down. I'm not really touching that yet. I'm going to multiply 2 times x to get 2x. I'm going to multiply 2 times 6 to get 12 equals 39. And at this point, this problem looks like the problems we just did on the previous 2 examples. I'm going to combine like terms to get 9x plus 12 equals 39. Subtract 12 from both sides. 9x equals 27. Divide by 9. I'm going to get x is equal to 3. For my check, the same idea holds true. I'm going to be taking my original problem and rewriting it. 7x plus 2 times x plus 6 equals 39. I am going to replace the x with 3. Seven times 3 is 21. I'm going to add these 2 inside to get 9. 21 plus 18 is equal to 39, and we know that that is correct. Let's do one more example with the distributive property. This one's a little bit trickier than the first, Because on the first problem, what we were distributing was positive. I was distributing a positive 2. However, if you look at our new example, we have to be very careful to remember that what we're distributing is negative. So I'm going to rewrite this as same change, change. I'm going to bring that 5x straight down, plus negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Here I have a negative 4 times minus 3, or for some of you, you're going to want to write it as same change, change if that helps you keep your signs straight. I'm going to be multiplying negative 4 times negative 3. Just going to rewrite and simplify that third term. Negative 4 times negative 3 gives me a positive 12. I'm at the step where I'm combining like terms. I'm going to get a positive 1x plus 12 equals 17. And since you know that 1x is the same thing as just x, we could even get in here and erase this x. This is just a one-step equation. I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides, and I'm going to get x is equal to 5. We are going to take our original problem and rewrite it. Remember, that was 5x minus 4 times x minus 3 equals 17. I'm going to have 5. I believe x is also 5 minus 4 times 5 minus 3 equals 17. Here I'm going to get 25. 5 minus 3 will give me 2. 25 minus 8 will end up giving me 17. So my answer checks out.